Is it best to block an ex from everything if she is toxic?
Well, if she's toxic and you want nothing to do with her, then and she won't leave you alone, that's probably a good idea. But I've got friends and I've had many clients over the years that they like the crazy. I think I told this story many times over the years. I had a guy I used to work with that he was dating this little 105-pound cute girl, and I remember him sleeping in his bed. He was passed out. They had an argument, and she threw a beer bottle. It was like full of beer at his head, missed his head. It exploded on the wall behind him, and glass went everywhere. And he kicked her out, said, "Leave. That's it. We're done." And I don't know, like a week later, she came over like 11 o'clock at night, and he wouldn't answer the door. And he had a solid core door, and it was glued together in like a process. It was kind of doors you buy at Lowe's or whatever, had a little window in the top. And this little 105-pound girl just kicked and kicked and kicked that door until the seams busted. And I remember going over there a few days later. I was like, she did that to that door, dude. It was like, I couldn't believe it.
Are we sure?
But she was nuts. She was nuts. And then here's the other thing.
You'd be surprised, dude.
So he had a restraining order against her after that incident. And then what does he do? He lets it expire. And as soon as it expired,
he's back in.
Oh, shit.
He's like, I just like the crazy, Corey. I can't help it. I like the crazy.
Oh my god.
That crazy makeup sex, man.
But they got together and dated off and on for a couple of years after that. Even after he would have other girlfriends, and the other girlfriends didn't like her being around in the background, and then she would disappear. But as soon as he was single again, she was the first one he called. He'd get back. He's like, I just like that sex.
We all know that one guy.
Oh.
And that one girl.
Yeah,
you're telling me.
So if you don't trust yourself and you want to get her out, it's probably a good idea to block her.
I have two friends that their relationship, he's a wild man, absolutely wild, and she's more reserved, and he likes to go out and do his thing, come home 5 o'clock in the morning. But one night, I guess he came home too late. She was chasing him around the kitchen with a knife.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he's filming her and he's laughing at her while he's like going around in circles in the kitchen around the island, and they're about to be married in a couple of months.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll see how well that goes.
It's crazy how it's always like the toxic exes that, like, when it comes to like banging them, it's like, you guys know I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
I mean, we should finish that sentence.
Yeah. Well, listen,
and then we should put a
is,
poll on the end of this one.
No, I mean, I don't think that's a bad idea, to be honest.
I think it's a great idea. So let's finish that sentence.
But yeah, so point is, I had my ex. You guys know about my ex. He ended up blocking me, but I didn't even do crap. So it's like the trash took itself out.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever, I'm good now. And it's so crazy how, like, when we were together, he kind of like was like jokingly saying that we were like a toxic couple. And it's like, he has his
Was this the last boyfriend or the boyfriend before?
The last one. Everyone's favorite, as I say sarcastically.
Yeah. In that case, if it didn't work the first time, it wouldn't work the second time, and it didn't work either time.
Yeah. So, I mean, he thinks I'm toxic, but I also think he's toxic. He has his side of the story, I have mine. But knowing how he is, he thinks he's always on the right. But that aside, I mean, when it comes to toxic people, sometimes you have to be careful because they, like, the extremely toxic ones, you don't know what they're capable. You don't know what they're capable of. And like, I actually have a friend of mine. I had to block his toxic ex because that girl, some reason she's jealous of me and she's been stalking my page. I had to block her. It's just, you don't know what they're capable of. And it's like they just show up out of nowhere and they're just like hidden in plain sight kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you on that whole toxic breakup, makeup, shenanigans.
But it's not good for your mental health. It's not good at all.
Few that you had to block?
Yes. I've only blocked 2 exes.
Only 2?
2 exes, not orbiters. But yeah, they for some reason they just can't get enough, even though they know it's.
And they just come back.
They come back because they're like
The turd that won't flush.
puppy dog, and I'm just like, yeah,
Thirsting after Erica.
It's good. I mean, I got a couple minutes, but
It's
then
bad
I'm
for.
out.
It's just they're bad for your mental health. Period.
of course.
And then they think that you're the problem.
What you observe, you participate in. So if somebody's toxic and you continue to observe them in your life and allow them in your life, you're inviting more of it. Plus, you're inviting other toxic people in your life. You're sending the signal to the universe that I'm okay with this. Send me some more.
That is, unless you end up telling them to leave you alone, which I did, thankfully.
Yeah, you should always stand up for yourself.
It
Except
gets
when
tiring.
when
It
they
does
show
get
up at
tiring.
11 o'clock at night
Dude.
outside your house.
Yeah.
That's when you get a guard dog.
You
Like
gotta
Dobermans.
shut them down.